Hello and welcome to Uptycs. Today I want to talk about Uptycs' intrusion detection capability and how we map our detection rules to the MITRE attack framework. Let's take a look at our intrusion detection rules. Uptycs has created over 550 rules that are maps to the MITRE attack framework. These rules are detecting things like Bash RC modifications, PowerShell executions, PowerShell with encrypted parameters, compression utilities being run like gzip and tar, remote access and copy utilities like SCP and SSH, processes running from hidden directories, access to known bad IPs and known bad domains, and much more. Now, each of these individual detections, if one of these things happens, it's not so significant. You can see here that this particular event detection or signal is scored at 0.5. But if a large number of these occur on a machine together within a short period of time, then that could mean that we have an issue. So let's see how it works. Say a user receives an email, they click on it, download a file, and then run that file. And something happens on the machine. Maybe it's malware and it's downloading a payload, executing it. Maybe there's some lateral movement involved. It's collecting some data and sending it out to a command and control server. Let's see how Uptycs detects this. We'll go into our detections. We'll see if anything is scored significant. And here we have it. We have a detection with multiple signals, which each on their own are not very significant, scored very low, but altogether we create a detection that's scored at a 9. So if we look at some of these individual signals, we can see here that the shell history is being accessed, and this is mapped to the MITRE attack matrix. And this particular event is mapped to the credential access tactic and to the technique 1552. And then we have some looks like SCP utility is being used to extract the data, get it off the machine. This is part of the command and control tactic on the MITRE framework and technique 1105. So all of these different signals are mapped to the various techniques on the MITRE attack framework, and we can combine them all because we have very rich ancestry information. And here you can see the graphical representation of the process tree. So we can tell that the Trojan was run, payload was downloaded, payload was executed, and then exactly what happened when the payload was executed. And even more, we can do things called pivots, where if there's indicators of compromise like bad IP addresses associated with the detection, we can pivot to other machines in our fleet and work out, for example, what instances other machines are connecting to that same IP address, or whether it's a file hash, a user, or whatever it is. So in summary, that's the Uptycs intrusion detection with the MITRE attack mapping. If you want to know more, go to uptycs.com.